Holding space is the ability to fully be present, hear what someone is saying, and letting them say it without any interruption. Hello, and how is your heart today? How's your heart doing, guys? I hope it's doing well. Mine is interesting, and it is inspiring me to share with you some really important information on how you can help other people. So here's the thing, right? I'm pretty sure that if you're connecting with me and if you follow me and we've engaged, in some sort of interaction, whether it's here on YouTube or whether it's on Instagram or whether you've seen me as a client or whatnot, there's an underlying theme that I notice with the people that I tend to connect with. There's three things that goes on. I don't know if there's I was just gonna say I don't know if there's an order, but there might be an order. But I'll just share what those are, and that is I have a tendency to draw in people who are anxious, and that is because I myself have anxious tendencies. So birds of a feather flock together. Yes, energy integrates with other energy. Energy attracts and draws like matching frequencies, right? The other thing is people who have really strong intuition, which is fantastic, right? And lastly, it's people who want to help other people and be of service to other people, right? Oftentimes that anxiety is overshadowing the ability to get into the intuition and help other people, right? So one of the things that I notice is that it is, and I'm sure you guys have heard this term. Well, I shouldn't say I'm sure, because many of you guys might be new to spirituality and consciousness and awareness, but for those of you who have been around for a while, the term holding space for someone, right? So I literally make a living off of it. It is my career, it is my job to hold space for people and to guide them on their journey, on their path. At the same time, I myself am on my own journey, right? So it's a dynamic of symbiosis, right? We work together as a team through the process, right? So a lot of what I am receiving from my clients is also healing me as I heal them as a healer, right? So this concept of holding space, what is it really, right? Holding space for someone means being fully attentive to hearing what they're saying. So it's not just listening to the words that they're saying, it's not just watching their body language, it's about sympathy. And then if you're empathic, obviously it's about empathy. Now, not everybody is empathic, and that's good. That's great. You don't have to be empathic to hold space. But I'll tell you what you do need to hold space. You need to basically, I'm just gonna say it like it is, shut the fuck up when they're talking. Yikes, Terry, that was brutal, I know. Sorry. Sometimes they come through, when I say they, my guides, and they're like, you gotta say it this way so people understand, and that felt brutal. But it's true, because so many of the times we feel like we're holding space for somebody while they tell us their story, and in our minds we're actually judging them. Yes, we're judging them. And when we judge them, we tend to give them solutions, right? Well, here's the thing. Holding space is the ability to fully be present, hear what someone is saying, and letting them say it without any interruption. Like my cockatoo right now, interrupting me. Right? So holding space for someone is not as easy as it seems. And people throw that term around. I'm here to hold space for you, until they get all judgy McJudgy and start giving their opinions. And it becomes more of a subjective experience instead of an objective experience. Now, it is not easy by any means. Is it easy to hold space for someone? You have to understand something. And I know that many of you really get this. If you're willing to ask for help from someone, even if it's just, I just need to be witnessed, I just need to be heard, please let me just get this out of my body, right? Let me liberate this trapped energy in my body. It's a gift and it's an honor, right? For that person who's hearing and witnessing that information to be present to that person's emotional pain, right? So they're coming to you because you are not their family. Their family knows them in a certain way, yes? And family, I don't know if you've heard that saying, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. That's something I grew up with. My mom always said, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. Now, my mom is Cuban, not from New York, so I'm not sure why I just kind of like went all old ma Jewish New York, but I did. Yeah, my mom has an accent, but it's not like that. But I digress. So we're going to people who are not our family. Our family knows us in a certain way. They have a history of us. They tend to be super judgmental because generally they love us, and or they have control issues. So they want you to do things to their standards, their conditioning, yes? So when you go to your family for problems, or not necessarily problems, but just to be heard, just to be witnessed, for most people, your family isn't going to do that, right? They're going to get into their own family dynamics with you and wear that lens, come at you from that storyline, and give you advice or guidance from that. They're not holding space for you. They're telling you how you should be based on how they expect you to be. So when you go to a friend, and you're talking to them, sound like I'm in a war zone, eh? Can't control everything. I'll just wait till they kind of dissipate. There's probably some sort of police chase happening. It's Los Angeles. It's the Valley. It's probably the 101. I'm kidding. Where am I? So when you go to a friend and you're, I don't want to say dumping. Well, maybe it's dumping. I think I like the word venting better, where you're looking for support. You're ideally hoping to be heard, to be witnessed, and be acknowledged without any feedback, right? Letting that person make you feel better by allowing you to express yourself. So if you go to a person, a friend, and they start giving you their opinions, their judgments, and all that, and yet they say, I'm going to hold space for you, that is not what holding space is. And in that moment, if you're that person holding space for somebody, giving the judgment, or just not being objective, then you're just like their family, which is the opposite of why they're coming to you. So it's just something to take note of. What is holding space, and can you actually do it? Many of us right now are really going through challenging, tough times where it's literally an up level. It's a soul evolution that we will no longer be that same person that we were a month ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. And so as we are shifting and changing, we need support to go through it, right? So it kind of feels like there's a hypocrisy out there of people saying that they're going to hold space for somebody else when they're really not. And it makes me sad because it's been done to me before, because it's unsolicited advice, right? Giving unsolicited advice is actually very selfish. It has nothing to do with you being of service and witnessing that other person. So if you're a person like myself who likes to help there and be there for other people, it's super important to really listen to what they say, not interrupt, not interject with your opinions. You just let them talk. And then if you really want to up-level the conversation, you mirror back to them what you just heard. And then they really feel like you get it, right? That is relating to another human. That is relationship. So when you are holding space for someone, you're in relationship. Whether it's platonic or romantic, it doesn't really matter. And I understand and I get that it's hard to do for people. It is really difficult to authentically hold space for other people. But if you're gonna be there for somebody, you need to shut the fuck up and not interject and not interrupt them. Let them say everything that they need to and want to say. It is liberating trapped energy from the body. It is the opportunity to allow them to express themselves. Now, many people need to pay for that, and there's no shame in the game, because I'm one of those people that are paid to do that, and I'm so grateful I can do it. Because for me, it just comes natural. I'm like that with all of my friends, and my personal friends don't pay me to do that. But it's not a natural ability to hold space for somebody. Can you learn? Absolutely, you can learn. So that's the good news. So the biggest tip that I can give you, if you say you want to help other people, if you want to be of service, if you want to be a witness for someone's soul evolution, it would be to shut the fuck up when they are talking. Let them say what they need to say. Let them express themselves. Let them move that energy through their body and come out their throat chakra. The throat chakra, the throat energy center, is the bridge between the brain and the heart. And we can only manifest anything in this life when we're in brain and heart coherency, when they're linked. And the bridge to that is authenticity, truth, and expression of yourself. So let someone use their throat chakra. Let someone talk. Don't interject. Be objective. Don't be subjective. This is not about you. It's not about you. So you have to be radically honest with yourself before you're going to hold space for somebody else. Yeah? Yeah. So, it's a serious thing. A lot of people don't understand what's really happening. But in this day and age, when there is so much ascension and consciousness expansion happening, at such a quick, rapid leveling up of humanity, people need space to be held for them. I do. Right? So consider it an honor. Consider it a gift when someone is asking you to hold space for them. I need you to hear what I have to say. I have to get this out. Let them say it. Don't interrupt. Don't interject your opinions, especially if they're different than yours. Especially. Okay? So that is my advice to you. And I know with every fiber of my being that you have the capability to do this. Like, without a doubt. You can totally do this. Without a doubt. It's just really understanding the process. What is happening? You're shutting the fuck up. That's what you're doing. You're just letting them express themselves without any judgment, even if you disagree. And that's okay. I love you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Go ahead, click that like button if any of this resonated with you. And don't forget, did you guys just hear that accident? I just heard a big old bash. I don't know if you guys heard that, but prayers and energy to anybody who got hurt, including the vehicles. That did not sound good. But it is my cue to end this so I could shut the fuck up. You guys, stay connected. Stay connected to yourself. Stay connected to your friends and family. Don't forget to hold space without judgment for them. And I'll see ya on the flip side.